money that thou takest shall not be for thy honor, for the Lord shall sell Syria into the hands of the woman. See, God was trying to tell you something. It has never happened before. Imagine that means it shows that you are not even capable. Do you understand that God has to sell Syria, a mighty man, a mighty fighter, a warrior, into the hands of the woman? Into the hands of a woman. And Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. So, if you continue reading down to verse 17, it was Jael, the wife of Heber, that was the one that killed Sisera. He used a hammer and I hope you know who Sisera is. The captain of Jabez, and where we just read. I think you are reading it. He was the opponent of Israel. I mean, the opponent. I don't know if you understand. The opponent of that. So, you know, he lied on the girl's lap. He felt comfort. So, he lied on her lap and sleep to keep. And then the lady died their wife and finished it. And all the things that happened to Samson. Was it not on the lap of what is her name? Delilah lying on her lap and they finished it. So you see that on the same lap, that's why even the strongest man, that's why they say the strongest man. Yes. The strongest man in the world to the lap that killed him. And you say you are spiritual then. When you see the place where temptation is around, you stay there. You say, I am spiritual, I'm in the message. When the Bible says, flee fornication, run. Don't even say, okay, no. Run away immediately. Because you will see that you will fall, I bet you. That's why if you are staying with smokers as friends, you say, I will not smoke, forget. One day you smoke. You stay around bad people, one day I will not fornicate. One day you will fornicate. I remember when I was in school, around that school, I was staying with some people there. Who smoke, who drink, who when they cook indomie, they put these things inside. So, in my mind, I say, if I keep staying here, though no matter what, I can't smoke, but if I keep staying here, I have to run for my life. So that is the same thing. Even I think Proverbs 1 say, my son, when sinners entice you, flee. When sinners start enticing you, say, come, or a lady, start enticing you. Run, don't look back, don't even down, you will fall. Because we are in this flesh, and this flesh it has not yet been redeemed. That's why no matter how you have the Holy Ghost, you must kind of tell lies at some point. That's why you keep going to God for contest, isn't it? Because your body is not yet redeemed. That's why the door of redemption is clear. When this body will be changed, this demonic nature, this our body, demonic nature, will be changed and we will receive glorified bodies that will not be run by blood, because it is the blood that is in us. Remember in Daniel, the serpent blood that is in us. And the serpent blood that was in Cain, you see Cain, he was the animal, and you see Cain, look at the nature, he was a murderer. Look at the nature, he was a liar. Look at the nature, he was anger. And that is the nature that is everybody today, except those that is born again. And you are born again by the Spirit. Your spirit is born again, but your flesh is waiting for redemption. Your spirit is born again, your flesh is waiting for redemption. So that is why the Bible says you are not yet a Superman. You are not yet a Superman. Time is coming when you will be redeemed and your flesh will have the revival body. You will no longer be sick. That's why no matter how the Spirit of God you have, you will still be sick. You will still be sick because you are not sick. The revival body is still. That is why. So that was what happened to Sisera. That also, but let us now see. You know, after all these things happen, God usually used to keep their chronicles, that is the details of people that, like Abraham, heroes of faith, Abraham, let's see in Hebrews chapter 11. I think we will just see Hebrews chapter 11 let's see verse 31. Okay. Hebrews 11 from verse 31. Are you there? Okay.
By faith.
By faith.
The
harlot.
Wow. Yes. Perish not with them that believe not.
Okay.
When she had received the spice with peace.
Okay. Verse
2. And what shall I more say?
Okay.
For the time will fail me.
For the time will fail me.
To tell of
Gideon.
And Barak.
And of Barak. You see, did they say and of Deborah?
No.
Was Barak anything? Was it not just a captive? Have God ever recorded any captive? It was not the leader that God always to record, isn't it? Even David was the leader. The Bible did not record his captives. It's only the leader that they recorded. And read it again.
And what shall I more say?
What shall I more say?
For the time will fail me to tell of Gideon, and of Barak, and of Samson, and of David, and of Jephthah, of David also, and Samuel, and of the prophets.
Thank you very much. And of Barak. They say and of Deborah. You see that because that thing that happened was not God's plan, was not God's will, was not God's will. And that is why those things didn't repeat themselves. It was not God's will. So, and that is why her chronicles was not good. You see, some people want to hit these people were judged. That time before God gave Israel a king, they were being ruled by judges. You see, Samson is a judge. Ehud, the judge, Deborah, the judge. They never recorded Deborah's name. Rather, they recorded the captain, which is Barak, name. Because in human hands, in the it's record. I've seen it. So people that shout Deborah, I think they will just give me a little time to show them this. So even if it's already seen that they still show you around one that they are very, very wise. You understand, sir? See, Barak's name was never mentioned. And even when that thing happened, she never take any glory. Never take any glory that she's the one that did this one after. So you see that Deborah was a prophetess. She has the gift of prophecy. It doesn't mean she was a preacher. A prophetess. So we also look at do you understand Deborah? That was not God's will. It was never in God's will for a woman to judge. Because the people has soiled their hands in a fascinating state in idol worship. And God also did that to Jesus Christ. Whatever God is doing, Jesus Christ. And that's why Jesus Christ came to take us back to the original. Jesus Christ came to show us the power. Whatever my answer that I thought it was serious. Jesus Christ came to show us the way. But as we did that way, it's celebrating the Jesus. So you see that all these permissive will that God used, like a man marrying 100 wives, 1,000. This is happening today. It's not good today because those people permissive will, but now Christ came and gave us back to the original. Because you can't go to heaven in that. You must go to heaven with my most perfect plan, most perfect plan. I don't understand. God has a perfect plan, His will. So that's not His will. That is why if you are praying to God for something like it's not God's will, no matter how you pray, or less, no matter how you pray, and you disturb God, I want a car, I want a car. And God will definitely give you that car. You start, you will spend money in that car, till you use your hand and sell that car because it will not go for you to receive that. That's why most times when you are praying to God for something like that, as if it's not a forthcoming. I want house, I want that. People in the house and the house collapse and you are sleeping and you're following. You see, God has his own time. And that is the reason why Abraham waited for over 25 days. Can you imagine? You will have a child. It not happen first day, second day, third day, 25. If it's us today that we are hot tempered and we can't even wait, no patience, that certain time God will say say, no, I don't believe in that prophecy. Imagine how many years, 35 years are. And Abraham waited, and Isaac came at the right time. That's why when you are dealing with God, one thing is patient. One thing, as long as He has said something, you just have to come. So, let's also see. Okay, let's see. But please read me Act. I believe Act the. Yes, I'm looking for that Philip. Those Philip doctors. Act. Is it 19 or 9? I think Act 9. Okay, try Act 9. Act 9 36. Let's see.
Now, there was a different joker, a certain disciple named Tabitha, which the daughters of Philip, our prophet.
Or if anybody else can help me. Can anybody help me with that verse? Okay, Act 21. Okay, Act 21. 8 and 9. Yes, Act 21 and 9. Yes, Act 21, 8 and 9.
And the next day,
we
that were of false company departed, and came unto a city where, and we entered into the house of Philip, the evangelist, which was one of the seven, and abode with him. And the same man had 4 daughters,
which did prophesy. So can we say they were preachers? Or they were preaching the word of God in Philip house? Abi, since anybody that prophesied is automatically a prophet, a preacher. You know, if it was today that as Deborah prophesied to Barak that he should go and he will have victory and of a truth. You know who Sisera was? Sisera is just like a Russia president today, Putin. Imagine Nigeria defeated Russia. Imagine Nigeria just defeat Russia. You will see that it is abnormal because number one, which weapon do we even have? We don't even have any single weapon. But it came to pass that Nigeria defeats Russia, that has the highest missile and the highest bomb. You see, so you see that it's very abnormal, and it came to pass. If it was today, Deborah, this charismatic church and denominational church, they will organize program, crowd. They will say, come and see a woman that prophesy. You know, they will start materializing her. Just like Mary Magdalene. Come and see this man that met Jesus. Come and see. Everybody will be coming to come and see her this morning. Just like that woman, all these women that come and hear. Then from there, come and hear the woman too. They will say you have a college, and from there you become a woman. And it was the food because see, they will use one thing to woman. If the woman that talked prophesy and it came to pass, they will no longer hear what it is. Everybody was doing it. So you see, but you look at Philip, the daughters, 5 of them, 4 evangelists. Okay, that Philip the evangelist, who was that Philip? Was he the disciples of Jesus Christ? Was the Philip the apostle of Jesus Christ? Then who was that Philip?
it was that was God sent to go and make the
The same Philip. Who is the Philip?
one of the
Or was it the disciple? Philip was not the disciple, rather Philip was not the disciple, but Philip was the deacon. Remember that 7 deacon? That's why they say one of the 7. I hope you read one of the 7. So that 7 deacon that the disciples chose in, I think, Acts chapter 6 or 7. That was 7 that handles their affair on the church. Philip was part of those people. That was part of the 7 deacons. Philip was also part. Nicholas was also part, and history said that same Nicholas was the person that later backslided and started teaching another strange doctrine, the deeds of Nicolaitans from him, Nicholas. So out of those 7 deacons, there's only 2 deacons that God himself called. You know, they chose, where God called 2, which was Stephen and Philip. So they were the 2 people that have the calling of the 5-fold. That's why you see that they did not just relax in Jerusalem and waiting for when food will come again for them to share. You know what they were doing? They were simply the environment. It was still the same thing that God took to Ethiopia in the sea. God catapulted him for him to find himself that place. So you see the environment. He has 4 daughters, virgins. So let's rush with speed. We also look at Lydia, another woman. I think Acts 16. Don't let me read Acts 16, 14 to 15.
And a certain woman named Lydia,
another woman,
a seller of purple, of the city of
Thyatira,
which worshipped God,
help us.
whose heart the Lord opened,
You see, whose heart the Lord opened.
that she attended unto the things which were spoken of for.
Okay, continue.
And when she was baptized,
and
her
household,
she besotted us, saying, if ye be judged me to be faithful to the Lord, come into my house and abide there. And she constrained us.
Lydia, God opened her heart. You see, for you to believe this gospel of a true God, has to open your heart. Because yesterday went for evangelism, we saw some people don't even have patience to even listen. Even though they are listening, some people have to not even hear. So it takes God for God to open your heart for you to hear. And Lydia was such a woman, a seller of purple. And she heard what Paul said. And after she heard, that's why I said, when you receive something, you cannot be adamant. When you receive something, you cannot keep quiet. You will witness it. Lydia had it. And Lydia brought that message to her household. Do you know? It was Lydia that converted, not that she was preaching, but rather she brought the apostles to her household to preach for her family. Remember they said Lydia and her household was baptized, isn't it? Yes, but who heard it first? It was a woman. But she did not go to start preaching. She had it, she knows that no, she had an encounter. She had to make sure that her family had heard of these things. Make sure that's why we should make sure that our family hear of these things. Because something happened to her. So you see, because of that, she brought salvation into her household. That is another woman. So we also looked at Miriam last week. How Miriam wanted to usurp authority over Moses, and God took her with leprosy. That is to tell you that a woman, when it comes to, and I told you that thing that Miriam did was not just start one day. They have been keeping it in their heart. That is just blow it off. You marry Ethiopia, you told us not to marry this, you told us not to marry that, but to marry. So they told us. So now, just like I said, we have order. Not that, yes, a woman cannot preach, but we also have a place where God has kept them. God has kept everybody in a place. Just like we have our body today. Each part have its own place. Imagine Christ. So you see, it was not the prophetess. So now let us see some places. Let's see Titus verse 2 to 5. The role of a woman in God's family. Okay, Titus 3 from verse 2 to 5. 2 to 5. 2 to Titus 3.
Titus 3, 2 to 5.
Okay.
To speak evil of no man.
To speak evil of no man.
To be no.
Okay, can you start from 1 so that we'll get it